You're watching a live sports presentation of Texas Student Television.
Good afternoon and welcome to Gregory Gym here at the University of Texas at Austin. We've got the intramural co-ed teams for the Aggies and the Longhorns matching up today at Gregory Gym. It should be a good one, right? I'm alongside Peter Splendorio. I'm Mark Skoll. It's good to be here. Peter, are you expecting anything out of this co-ed basketball game?
Oh, I'm expecting a lot, Mark. I'm expecting great basketball. You know, we've seen what some of the girls can do. A lot of the girls from the women's game is carrying over to this one. I think we're going to see some of the best from both of these schools, and I think it's going to be great having the Texas A&M rivalry renewed between these intramural champions.
And in the first game previous to this one, the Longhorns won 57-20 in the all-women's game. There's going to be a game after this one, which is just men's. This one right now is the co-ed, which is girls and boys. And the rules for co-ed in intramural sports is that there's three girls and 2 boys on each team. So that's what the lineups will look like for both teams tonight. And what's very interesting about this is that whoever wins this game, well, if the Longhorns win this game, they'll end up winning the Lonestar Showdown. You have to win 2 out of 3 of the games to win the Lonestar Showdown. So after the Longhorns obliterated the Aggies in Game 1, it looks like the Longhorns could end up with a sweep here in Game 2.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I mean, I do think that, yes, of course, the goal is to win the Longhorn Showdown and take at least 2 out of 3. But I think after that dominating performance in Game 1, I think these Longhorns teams, both the co-ed and then the all-men's coming up after this, they're going to look to build off of that. They don't want to be the one to lose. I think the Longhorns are looking for a clean sweep today. I mean, I think any team would be. I think that's going to be their goal. So far, so good. Now, we saw what some of these Texas girls could do. Amanda Jungworth, Kirby McDaniel, Megan Moreland, and Sarah Rieger. All 4 of them played big roles in Texas's women's win that just concluded about 15 minutes ago. They're all on this co-ed roster. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see what they can do. Now, I kind of wonder if they're going to be tired after that last game, but they got to kind of manage their minutes. They got to kind of relax a little bit towards the end of the game, being up by 30 points. I think that I think it's going to work to their favor, to be honest, because they're all warmed up. They're ready to go. That's an advantage that some of these A&M players might not necessarily have.
So we're about a couple minutes till tip-off. They're announcing the lineups right now. Gregory Gym, this is where the UT volleyball team plays their games.
It sure is.
And normally we actually have our pickup games here. It's not the same arrangement that we normally are seeing.
Right.
There's only 2 goals as opposed to 6, and it's with the big court. So it definitely should be an exciting matchup. And watching all these teams warm up beforehand, it looks like they're both definitely credible teams and good teams. And it looks like it will end up being a good matchup.
We got size, we got athleticism, we got experience. In the women's team, they have championship experience beating the A&M women's team last time. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun, Mark. And as they come out and take the floor right now, I'm ready to go, and it looks like they are too.
All right, so before the tip-off, what's your prediction for the game?
My prediction for the game, I think it's going to be a hard-fought battle. Like I said, I mean, these teams are obviously filled with talent. They won their respective intramural championships, but I got to go with Texas in this one, Mark. I mean, it's hard not to expect Texas to win after that dominating performance we saw from the girls last time. You know, they have 4 people coming up, plus Texas, a bigger school, so the talent pool might be a little bit bigger. I'm looking for Texas to win, but I think it's going to be close. Anytime it's a rivalry game, it's got to be close.
Oh, yeah, and it's definitely unique, too, because these are 2 teams who normally wouldn't be facing each other.
Right.
But it's good to keep that rivalry intact.
Oh, absolutely.
And the tip-off goes to A&M. Number 33 handling it for A&M, and it's out of bounds. Will be Texas ball out on the baseline. As UT brings the ball up, that's number 33, Parker Lutz with the shot. It's off the mark. Number 22 now with it.
I like the aggressiveness there. Trying to get that first shot out of the way and get things started right for the Horns.
Now in the post, it's number 41. Sarah Rieger, who was in that game earlier, contributed a couple points in that game earlier today with a 57-20 win. And they'll take the ball out on the baseline. And that's number 54, Amanda Jungworth. They run a screen across for number 33, Parker Lutz. And he takes a 3, and it's off the mark, air ball. And it's rebound by Alexandria Harris.
Looks like they're going to be going a lot of isolation with Lutz. He seems pretty confident in his shot. I think if he gets that going, it's going to be deadly for Texas. If not, they might have to change their game plan. So far, 2 early long shots by Lutz.
And another turnover by the Aggies. It's out of bounds off the hands of Frank Iriel. And it's now corralled. Oh, and it's stolen back by Anthony Weems. And it's good. The layup is good. Now back to Lutz. On the left wing, he drives to the middle, and he tosses it up in the air, and it's corralled by the A&M squad. Running up the fast break. Another bad pass out of bounds, and it will be another Aggie turnover.
A lot of turnovers so far, Mark. It looks like guys are trying to do a little bit too much here to start things off. I think as this game goes on and some of the nerves quiet down a little bit, I think we could see a more polished game, but so far a lot of opportunities being left out there, especially by A&M, although they do have that early 2-0 lead.
Now Jugworth drives to the baseline, back to Connor Lewis, and it's shot by Lutz, and it's rebounded by Lutz again. He's got it back up, looking for a shot, back to Lewis, and it's tipped back by A&M. Lewis now with it at the top of the key, drives baseline, and is fouled. Looks like actually it will be a jump ball, and that'll be the Longhorns' ball because the Aggies won the opening tip. They'll be taken out on the baseline. Connor Lewis looking for Lutz. Back to Lewis. And he launches one up for 3, and it's short. Off the front one, but he gets his rebound, and nice he lays it up. 2 points for the Horns. 2-2 is your score.
Good job following a shot there, Mark.
The Aggies bring it up. That's Matthew Eager. Step back jumper, and it's off the mark.
Maybe a little too eager to shoot there, I have to say. Could have gotten a better look, but
just a little bit.
Matthew Eager looking eager so far.
Now it's driving to the lane, and it's off the backboard and in. 2 points for the Aggies. They take a 4-2 lead. Now it's back to Lewis, dribbling up the left side, looking inside for Rieger, and it's stolen by Weems. Weems looking up the floor, gets it to his guy. Hesitation move, and she goes baseline, and she passes it to number 21, Shannon Crosby, and it's lost out of bounds.
I think that she was surprised how open she was. I mean, that pass was almost too good. She didn't know how to handle it, Mark.
Now Lutz back with it for the Longhorns. Makes a hesitation move and lifts the floater, and it's good. Right back at the Aggies. They tie it up. Now they're dribbling up the floor. Looks inside to Weems. Weems with the post move and is fouled hard by Lewis. And that will be 2 free throws for Weems.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a tough matchup for Texas all game long. Weems, the biggest guy out there, not just tall, but a very thick, very physical player, it appears so far. I think that he's going to be able to wreak havoc down there as much as he wants, and it's going to be up to Texas to avoid fouling him and just try to make him beat them on the field instead of getting to the line.
And Weems' first free throw is off the backboard and out.
Maybe they knew more than we do, though, and maybe he's not the best free throw shooter.
Maybe a little too strong, a little too thick.
Yeah, we'll see.
He's up. Next free throw is up and good.
All right, that lefty stroke's a little better.
5-4 Aggies as Lutz brings it up the court for the Longhorns. Dribbles to the right, kicks it out to Lewis. Drives baseline, back to Lutz, and the 3 is up and good.
There it is.
That's Connor Lutz for 3.
He's been looking for that shot. He gets a beautiful pass. He's wide open, and he's able to get the shot over the defender as they close out.
And he drives to the baseline, kicks it out, back to the top of the key. And it looks like a travel will be called on Harris. And that's another Aggie turnover. That's at least 4 turnovers so far. And coming into the game for the Longhorns is number 45, Frank Iriel, excuse me. Getting quite an applause from the fans here at Gregory. It's back to Connor Lewis. And he's kicked to Frank Iriel in the corner, and he drives all the way across the court. Back up to the top of the key to Connor Lewis. Now with it. Drives to the middle, the hook shot, and it's good. 2 points for Connor Lewis. 9-5 is the score.
Now, he made it look so easy, just like a day job, another day at the office, 9 to 5, and that's our score right now.
I like that, Pete.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. I like to bring a little wordplay into the booth, you know?
It's always good. Keeps
things
the game
loose.
interesting.
Yeah, keep things loose.
Now Emily Brown with it for the Longhorns, bringing it up the court. Kicks it to Uriel. Uriel looking to drive. Hesitation move, crossover, and he shoots it, and it's no good, but there will be a foul, and he'll head to the line for 2.
Now you can tell he's big and physical. Does a good job getting into the lane and finishing near the basket. They were giving a lot of space at the top of the key. He had a shot if he wanted it, but instead he took it into the lane, and he gets rewarded with 2 shots at the foul line for his efforts.
I mean, in this Gregory court, we're used to seeing this volleyball, so you saw Frank Uriel there. He was at the volleyball line and not the free throw line.
Yes.
So that was definitely not used to playing on this court.
May have thrown off his depth perception there as he comes up a little short too, Mark.
And he was holding his left shoulder before the shot as well.
Could be something to keep an eye on.
And the second shot is up and good. Longhorns extend their lead to 5. As Harris now has it for the Aggies. Dribbling on the right side. Back to Weems in the right corner. Looks inside, and it gets stolen by the Longhorns. Uriel now has it, and he's looking to drive.
Just careless.
Oh, and the Euro move. Wow, that's 2 for Uriel.
And just what we talked about, he's great at getting into the lane. We talk about his physicalness and his size, but a nice move there too, showing some quickness and some finesse. An all-around solid driver right there.
Matthew Eager, the team captain, now with it, drives to the hoop and gets the bucket, the friendly roll. And the score is now 12-7. Uriel now with it. Playing with a lot of confidence right now. Kicks it to Moreland at the top of the key. Now she drives to the side and is fouled hard by Zoilov. And she'll head to the line for 2.
And that's Kirby McDaniel. She had a great game in the women's game before this, wreaking a lot of havoc on defense, Mark. She had a lot of steals from what we were able to see. A lot of quickness, very deceptive, long arms. She's very useful, and now she's doing it on the other end here to start off this co-ed game.
And our first free throw is up and good. Nothing but net. The second free throw by McDaniel is up and also, missed off the front rim, and Weems gets the rebound for the Aggies. And it's back to Eager. Eager now with it at the top of the key, guarded by Uriel. Hesitation move on the left. Spin move. Oh, and he throws up a
Holy
crazy
Moses.
shot. Uriel with the rebound. Uriel kicks it now back to McDaniel. She's wide open for 3, and she hauls it up there, and it's no good, off the rim. And Connor Lewis steals it and puts it back up, cleans up the mess. 15-7 now, Longhorns over the Aggies.
And that's the second time we've seen him follow a shot and get an easy layup because of it. You got to love that hustle out of Lewis right there.
Now Saskia Cologne in the corner with it. She launches a 3 off the backboard and no good, but Eager is there for the putback. 2 points again for the Aggies.
Yeah, we're seeing a good job of these teams following their shots so far, Mark.
Now we're at the 10-minute mark here in the first half, and it's still 15-9 game. Uriel now drives with it on the right side, and it gets fouled hard by number 33, Zoilov. And there'll be 2 free throws for Uriel.
They're going to have to figure out a way to stop him. So far, they haven't been able to do it. He's getting into the line, with ease so far.
I'm sorry, that foul will be on the floor, and the Longhorns will take it out on the baseline. Connor Lewis gets checked out for Parker Lutz. Now Frank Uriel now with it on the left corner. Looks to kick it out. Back to McDaniel. McDaniel now to Uriel posting up on the block. He's getting double teamed now, and he loses the ball, gets it back, and kicks it back to McDaniel in the corner. Now with the hook shot, and it's off the front rim. Saskia Cologne now with it for the Aggies. Now Zoilov with it. She goes to her left, looks inside, and pass is mishandled and goes out of bounds. Another turnover by the Aggies. Uriel kicks it back to Lutz. Lutz with it now at the top of the key and launches one from long distance, and it's off the front rim. Rebound by Pettigrew. Pettigrew now with it. Kicks it to Zoilov. Zoilov launches one for three, and it's off the backboard, and it's rebound by Pettigrew. Back to Eager. Eager looking for a shot. He shoots one, a jumper, and it's off the mark. Rebounded again by the Aggies.
The world's longest possession.
And we'll see a travel there by the Aggies. Another turnover. 15-9 is still your score with 8 minutes left to go in this first half. Lutz bringing the ball up the court for the Longhorns. And this kicks it to Iriel on the left corner. Step back. And he shoots a jumper, and it's off the mark, off the front rim again. Handled by McDaniel. Now Jungworth now with it, and she's left open for three and knocks it off the back rim. And it's handled by Pettigrew. Pettigrew kicks it to Eager. Eager now kicking it to Zoilov. And it's kicked around and handled by the Longhorns. McDaniel now with it. Up the middle of the court, now back to Lutz. Lutz drives to the baseline, and he gets the foul and misses the shot, but he'll go to the line for two. Looks like the foul will be on Eager, Matthew Eager, the team captain. Lutz's first free throw is up and good. As Weems checks now into the game for the Aggies for Egger. And Zoilov comes off for the Aggies. Lutz's second free throw is up and good. 17-9 the score.
And that could be big. We'll see how that affects Lutz's shot. You know, he's had some open looks from three. He's only been able to knock down one so far, but there he's able to knock down a couple free throws. We'll see if that stroke carries on to the actual game.
Now Pettigrew launches one off the backboard, didn't even hit the rim, but it's rebounded by the Saskia Cologne and Sarah Rieger for a jump ball. And it will be the Aggies' ball. The possession arrow is in their favor. The Aggies take it out on the baseline, kick it to Pettigrew. He drives with his left hand, kicks it to Harris. Now in the middle of Saskia Cologne, and it's up and in. 2 points for Saskia Cologne.
Getting the shooter's roll.
You got to get that backspin on the shot. Frank Iriel now with it for the Longhorns. Hesitation move and is fouled hard by Weems. And that will be 2 free throws for Frank Iriel. I'm sorry, that will be on the baseline. That call was on the floor. And it's the 16th foul against A&M. The next free throw, or the next foul on the Aggies will result in penalty shots. Lutz now with it. Back to Lewis on the left wing, and he launches a three, and it's airballed. Out of bounds, it'll be the Aggies' ball.
Man, Texas is getting looks from threes, but I don't know if it's nerves or what it is. They're not able to knock them down, and some of these haven't even been close, Mark.
Oh yeah, a lot of these. I think we've seen 1 3 this game
between the two teams. That are probably at least 12 shots.
Saskia Cologne now with it on the left wing. Crosses over, gets ball stolen by Lutz, and he throws it to Lewis, and with the jam! Oh my goodness, Connor Lewis!
Dang.
With the one-handed slam.
They brought the toast, and he brought the jam. That's what I'm talking about right there. Great play in transition. He's able to leak out off the steal, and he's able to get the nice exclamation mark at the end of that dunk. Really impressive play there by Texas, and they're out and moving again.
Lewis now with the steal. Weems is up in his grill, and he gets fouled again. Yeah. And Saskia Cologne hits the deck.
Yeah, Cologne was not about to let him do that again. Lewis had his eyes for another dunk, but she got in the way and at least made him foul. Said, you're going to have to earn these if you're going to get points from this.
And we're seeing them go to the baseline now. That was the 17th foul, so it will be 1-1. It will be 1-1 for Connor Lewis.
Connor Lewis, man, showing some crazy athleticism on that. He got super high on that one. slammed it down with the flush. Absolutely beautiful, Mark. The crowd really liked it, too.
We were actually here yesterday, and Connor Lewis was practicing his dunks for this game today.
Oh, is that right?
That is right.
All right.
And the 1-and-1 free throw is up and off the mark, handled by Eager.
It looks like practice made perfect on that one.
Maybe not on that free throw.
No, maybe not on the free throw.
The spin move inside, off the backboard, and rebounded by Pettigrew, but lost in the air. Connor Lewis now with it, kicks it to Lutz, and it will be an easy layup for Lutz to extend the lead to 10.
Very pretty, and that's what makes this Texas team dangerous. The men especially extremely athletic and great in getting out into space, and so far we've seen a couple of the guys do it. There's Lutz following up what Lewis was able to do 2 possessions ago.
Now Harris now with it on the left wing for the Aggies. Drives to the middle. Looking to score and gets blocked by the Longhorns. And it's now the Longhorns dribbling the ball with the right side. Back to Rieger. The fadeaway jumper is no good, and it's back to Pettigrew for the Aggies.
Texas A&M's kind of been pressing. They've been taking some very early shots in the possession here. I like to see them slow down a little bit, maybe get a good look.
And looks like Saskia Cologne caught that ball out of bounds, and it will be another Aggie turnover.
It looks like we'll have to wait another possession for that, though, Mark.
And Saskia Cologne gets checked out for Zoiloff, as Connor Lutz will bring the ball down the court for the Longhorns. Connor Lutz dribbles to his left, using that left hand predominantly, and knocks down the left-handed layup. Zoiloff now with it for the Aggies. Kicks it in the corner. Double team defense by the Longhorns. Back to Zoiloff at the top of the key. And she launches one up from long distance, and it's off the rim and no good. Connor Lewis with the rebound. Connor Lewis with behind the backs crossover and launches a 3 from long distance off the back rim and rebounded by Pettigrew.
Now it's becoming a bit of a track meet here in these last couple possessions. Texas A&M slowing it down here, looking for a clean shot. They need a basket here. Want to make sure this one doesn't get out of hand.
Oh, what a nice pass there by Pettigrew, but is lost off the pass from Zoiloff. And the Longhorns now have the ball. 1 minute, 30 seconds left in this first half. When it gets to 1 minute, they'll actually stop the clock. Lutz with the 3, off the front rim and rebounded by Eager.
And the shot hasn't been there for him today. He's made some noise in transition, especially in the second part of this first half. But I think if that shot starts falling for them, it could be bad news for the Aggies because everything else seems to be working for the Longhorns right now in the last couple minutes.
Lutz guarded heavily by Harris. Kicks it in the corner to Emily Brown. She launches a 3, and it's short. And the shot is rebounded by the Aggies. Eager now with it down the left side.
I'd like to see A&M finish this half strong, give them some momentum going into halftime.
Rebounded by Pettigrew in the corner. Back to Zoiloff, wide open for 3 again, and that one's off the backboard but handled by Lutz. Connor Lewis now with it, with Zoiloff guarding, and he's unable to make the layup.
He wanted the foul there.
And the ball is kicked to the corner. And the shot is up and no good. Lutz again with the rebound. Connor Lewis is up the court. Trying to slow things down maybe for a last shot. 28 seconds left. Lutz drives, jumps, and shoots it, and it's good. 2 points for Lutz. 20 seconds left for the Aggies to get one shot out. Eager with it. Back to Harris. Now to Zoiloff. And it's mishandled by Zoiloff, and the Longhorns come up the steal. Lutz is wide open with 3 seconds left and knocks down the layup and one.
That's not what you wanted to do if you're Texas A&M.
And the score at the half is 27 Longhorns, 11 Aggies.
You got to either foul harder than that or just let him have it because now he's getting the chance to make it a three-point play. All the momentum favoring Texas right now going into halftime, and they can add another point to that lead if they make this free throw here from Parker Lutz.
Lutz's shot is up and good. Nothing but net.
Too easy.
28-11 is the lead for the Longhorns. 17-point deficit for the Aggies. And what you saw in this first, what's your takeaways from this first half, Pete?
Well, I mean, Texas A&M just had a lot of trouble turning the ball over. Seemed like at first they were pressing and trying to do a little bit too much. As the half wore on, Texas's defense started to close out. And whenever they'd get these steals, the Longhorns were getting out in space, especially Parker Lutz and Connor Lewis, and they were getting down the court and finishing with some easy lay-ins. And, of course, that Connor Lewis dunk totally energized this Texas crowd here. For Texas A&M, you just got to limit the turnovers because those turnovers are directly leading to Texas offense. To me, I think if they can just settle down and get some better shots, they could make this an interesting first half. Texas's half-court offense hasn't been great yet, but they've just been absolutely stealing some points in the transition game.
All right, so if you're the Longhorns, you're up 17. Everything looks great. Looks like they're going to come away with the Lonestar Intramural Showdown. But what can they do to improve in this second half?
Well, I think their shooting could definitely be better. I mean, we've seen them have some open looks from three. A couple of the girls have missed. As good as Parker Lutz has been at finishing in the lane, he's come up a little short from three. I'd like to see them make some more threes, and that'd be their way to ice it and, to use your words, improve, I guess. I think the best thing they could really do at this point, though, is just make sure they limit turnovers. Don't do anything stupid. Try to end any Texas A&M runs and just kind of hold serve. They're up by 17 points. That's more points than Texas A&M scored in this first half. I just think if you're the Longhorns, you got to play it as safe as possible. I'm all for keeping the pedal to the metal, but just be reasonable about it here. Pace yourself a little bit. Just let's not get too crazy. If you're Texas, you just want to make sure to milk this lead as much as you can, and then you'll be going home happy with the trophy at the end of the day with their second win, and give the guys a chance to pull off the sweep.
Now, A&M is down by 17, and
yes.
You said that they need to limit the turnovers.
They sure do.
So who is the guy who needs to step it up for the guy or gal who needs to step it up in the second half for the Aggies?
I don't know if it's just one person, Mark. I just think I want to see a more cohesive offense. I mean, everybody's had problems turning it over. I think that if they can get it inside to Weems, that'd be a good thing because he has a pretty big size advantage against anybody else. We saw some flashes of it, but they didn't really feature him in the offense as much. But he's a big dude. He's somebody that against this Texas team that seems to be more perimeter-based, that he could probably make a living down there. But I think it's a team effort. He's not going to be the one bringing the ball up the court, so it's up to them to get it to him, and you can't get it to him if you're turning it over. I just think it's so important to limit these turnovers. And it hasn't been anything crazy. I don't think Texas' defense has been doing anything special. They've just been getting out there. They've been getting back on defense and letting Texas A&M's mistakes beat themselves.
So now, Pete, there's 2 minutes left until the second half begins. And after this game, after this second half is over, we'll have the men's matchup. And you were saying before the game that you know a couple of guys on that Aggie team, and I actually know one of them too. So
you do.
I want you to tell me about their strengths and their weaknesses in their game and what to look for.
Well, I think you're going to look for a lot of balance. One of my good friends, Tyler McGuire, a friend of mine since middle school, he has improved in basketball more than anybody else, more than anybody I know since he's gotten into college. Just constant hours at the gym working on a shot. He is going to put on a show. I mean, you better get this guy a towel because he is soaking wet from three. I'm telling you that much. He's going to make it rain. Absolutely wet. Another friend of mine, Leon Lombard, and I understand they're my friends, but I can speak to them with complete objectivity. I'm just telling you what I see. I went to spring break with Leon, and we played basketball every day. The guy's an athlete. He's going to get his own. He's going to get down there. His biggest attribute is his outstanding defense, great hands, and when he starts shooting, it's almost like he got some extra Franklins because he can make it rain too. To me, this is a very balanced team. They can get in the lane and they can shoot threes too. Look for Leon Lombard to play some defense.
I'm actually familiar with one of the players on the Aggies men team as well.
Okay.
His name is Colton Krennick. I played high school ball with him at Clear Lake High School. He got a couple of college offers but declined to attend A&M, which was definitely probably a good decision by him. But he's one of those guys who can just jump out of the gym. You don't want to get him in the post because if he's in the post, he's probably going to block your shot, and if he's on offense in the post, he's definitely going to either get you with an up and under or a hook shot. So that's definitely another guy to look out for in the men's game coming up after this.
Yeah, and I know a couple guys on the Texas team as well. A lot of the Coppell 2011 high school basketball team is on that squad. A couple of guys I came to college with. They're very balanced too. Andrew Rexroth's a guy who had college offers. He's just going to be able to get to the lane really well. I look at another guy, Kyle Eckert, who's probably the best athlete coming out of that high school class. He could have played football at a couple of schools. Carter Kemp, the gritty, get some rebounds, putbacks. He'll get his 10 points just by, being a presence down low. I think it's going to be a really fun matchup coming up. And, a lot of really balanced teams. I'm fortunate to know a couple of the guys on both teams, but I'm looking for a strong finish here, and it starts with Texas A&M's ability to take care of the ball. That's what I'm watching for right now, Mark.
All right, and the second half is set to begin. Looks like it will be the Longhorns' ball. Connor Lewis taking it out at the half-court line. (28-11) is your score. 20 minutes left in this co-ed intramural basketball game between the Texas Longhorns and the Texas A&M Aggies. And Lewis throws it in the Uriel. Uriel at the top of the key, guarded by Weems, and it's off someone's foot and out of bounds. Let's see what the refs call. Looks like it will be Longhorns' ball off Weems' foot. Now it's a running clock until the last 2 minutes of the second half. So we'll see a running clock throughout this game. Lewis kicks it to McDaniel. Back to Jungworth. Back to McDaniel, and the layup is up and no good. Handled by Eager. Eager up the court, crossover. Tosses it to Weems, and looks like it goes out of bounds, and Weems will be called out of bounds on the baseline. Longhorns ball.
You know, just more of the same from Texas A&M. They try to get to the Weems this time, something they didn't do enough of in the first half, in my opinion. But you got to limit those turnovers, Mark. I mean, it's been story of the game so far, and that's why Texas has such a big lead right now.
Uriel drives to the lane, gets hit hard, but no foul call. Eager with the rebound for Texas A&M. It's a 2-on-2 matchup, and he lays it up, and good, and the foul.
That's exactly what you don't want to do if you're the Longhorns there, Mark. You want to limit as much opportunity as Texas A&M can get. You have a big lead. Play it safe. Maybe let them get the basket, but do not foul. I mean, that was a soft foul, too. Now he has a chance to add another one, and just like that, you know, Texas A&M has a chance to make a three-point play and a pretty easy basket early on here in the second half to get a nice start after halftime for themselves.
And the free throw by Eager is up and good. And Frank Uriel now with it, going a little bit faster. The behind-the-back dribble. Back to Connor Lewis, drives the lane, kicks it back to Uriel, and it's wide open for three, and it's good!
Bang!
Uriel for three.
Some onions there, making Texas A&M cry. Now, we talked about how good he is at getting into the lane, but showing a silky smooth delivery there, Mark.
Now Weems with the shot. It's blocked by Uriel and handled by Lewis. Lewis now with it back to Jungworth. She's open, decides to dribble it, kicks it off to Uriel with the crossover.
We get a heat check here.
Connor Lewis looking to shoot, pump fake, and he shoots it, and it's no good. Air ball again. That's his second air ball of the game.
That's two too many.
Too many, that's for sure. And the Aggies will take it out on the baseline. That's Weems taking out, kicking it to Zoilov. You see the Aggie men's team showing up for their game after this.
Yeah, a couple guys hanging out over here.
Zoilov down the right side. Looks inside the Weems, and he loses control, and the ball will be to the Longhorns. I mean, he had the position on Uriel. He just couldn't hold on to it. Emily Brown to take it up, back to Uriel. 31-14 is your score. And she drives the lane and gets the bucket. 33-14.
We saw her post moves in that last game, Mark. She is great around the basket. Amanda
Jungworth with those 2 points.
You know, and we haven't talked about this yet. Usually 4 points for girls in the regular season intramurals. These girls are intramural champions. They do not need any special treatment, right? I mean, 2 points, they can get them just as easily as the guys can.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And we've seen it so far. Harris kicks it in the wing to Crosby. Crosby drives the lane, kicks it to Weems, and it gets blocked hard by Lewis. Lewis now to Uriel, and it looks like it will be Longhorns ball.
Now, that's good defense by Texas A&M to stop the transition game. Now, we saw what Connor Lewis can do in space a couple times in the first half, absolutely with that exclamation mark slam dunk. And, you know, at this point, you just want to limit and make sure, try to get these guys to reset.
Oh, Frank Uriel with the nice move and fouled hard.
Almost a beautiful finish there. We talk about how good he is at finishing around the rim. Almost a highlight reel right there. We're almost talking SportsCenter top 10, but, you know, still a chance to get some 2 points right here. And, you know, I think the Longhorns, I love their approach here so far. They haven't slowed down at all. You know, they're not getting complacent. But like I said, they got to make sure that they don't get too out of control here. They haven't done that. They're still working on getting into the lane, you know, taking a couple of open threes. But their approach is good. They're just trying to get easy shots at the basket and not get too crazy and limit mistakes.
And Iriel knocks down both of his free throws to extend the lead to 21 now. Eager now with it at the top of the key. Screen being set by Weems, and he launches one from long distance, and it's off the side of the rim, and it will be out of bounds on the Aggies' Longhorns ball. Emily Brown dribbling the ball up the court for the Longhorns, looking to get something going. She takes it all the way herself with the floater, and it's up and good. Emily Brown with the floater from the free throw line.
Nice move to get around the defense, get a spot inside the lane, pull up, and she does the rest with that beautiful jump shot.
Eager now with it, being forced to go to his left. Back to Weems, back to Eager, but no, it's stolen by Connor Lewis. 2-on-2 opportunity for the Longhorns, and Lewis is fouled hard by Harris. Harris is significantly smaller than Lewis, too. Able to push him out of his path.
Probably a smart foul.
Now, you don't want Lewis getting to the rim. And Lewis will be subbed out for Connor Lutz. And Crosby will be subbed out as well for the Aggies. Lutz now with it on the right wing. He launches a three, and it's up and no good, but it's rebounded by Harris of the Aggies. Eager now with it and loses it out of bounds off the pass from Harris. Lutz to take the ball out. Back to Jungworth. Lutz now with it on the right wing. Iriel now in the right corner and launches a three. It's up and no good, but rebounded by Rieger. The putback is no good and will be out of bounds on the Longhorns, and Royloff will take it out for the Aggies. 13:27 left in the second half. The score is 37-14, the Longhorns over the Aggies. Eager going to his left, launches up a shot and is airballed, and Lutz now with it on the fast break. Cologne in pursuit.
And what a finish. This has been the Texas Relays so far, I'll tell you that, Mark. They are getting out in space, they are running, and they are finishing. Whether it takes a great pass or just pure athleticism like we see from Lutz there, they are getting what they want in transition.
And Lutz fouled Eager on that play. The lead now for the Longhorns is 25 points with just under 13 minutes left to go in the second half. It's handled by Zoilov, but she loses it, and it's passed back to Jungworth. Jungworth with the spin move to Iriel, and Iriel loses the ball and it's hit out of bounds by Zoilov, excuse me. Iriel will take it out for the Longhorns on the baseline. Looks to Jungworth on the right wing. Back to Rieger, back to Iriel. And Jungworth puts up a shot in the paint, and it's good. 2 points for Jungworth.
She has been a presence down there. We've seen it 2 games in a row, showing no signs of wear and tear, Mark. You know, we wonder if some of these girls who played in the last game for Texas, of course there's 4 of them, we wondered if they would be tired. It has not seemed like that so far.
Frank Iriel with the rebound off the miss by Eager. Dribbling the ball up the court just by himself and tosses it to Lutz for the wide open three, and it's up and good! Connor Lutz for 3.
Onions.
30-point lead now for the Longhorns. Is there anything the Aggies can do to get back in this one?
I don't know, pray maybe. At this point, it seems to be getting out of hand, but you know, it's not over till it's over. There's still a lot of time left.
And Zoilov launches an air ball from long distance. It looked good from some angles.
Mm-hmm.
Iriel now.
Right on line, just need a little bit more mustard, I think.
Lutz to bring it up for the Longhorns. Back to Iriel. Gets a screen from Rieger. Nice move, and maybe a travel there. Yes, the travel called on Iriel. Good look, but not good footwork. Eager to bring it up for the Aggies. He's got it at the top of the key. Kicks it to Harris. Harris with the jab step. Kicks it to Saskia Cologne, who launches one up, and it's up and off the rim and good.
Nice shot. Back of the corner, defender in her face, and she's still able to get enough on that shot, gets a mark up, and has a beautiful shot right there.
Saskia Cologne for 3, putting the Aggies at 17, and Connor Lutz knocks one of his own down. extending the lead back to 30.
And he's starting to get that shot going, and that's dangerous territory for Texas A&M because he's missing a lot, and that kept him in the game in the first half. But that's 2 threes in a row for him in his last 2 attempts.
Cologne with it at the top of the key, looking to get it to Eager. Eager passes it to Weems on the right baseline. Looks for the left-handed hook shot, but it's blocked by Uriel, and now handled by Jungworth. Back to Uriel. And Lutz is left open again for 3, and it's up and no good, handled by Harris.
He was looking for the turkey, but I guess no Thanksgiving dinner tonight here in April.
And Eager's left open for 3 for the Aggies, and it's up and no good. Again, Jungworth now with the rebound. Passes to Uriel, and it's stolen by Eager.
4-on-1.
Nice pass by nice pass by Eager, and it's airballed by Weems.
You know,
on that wide open layup.
Not the most conventional shot I've ever seen, but they'll get the 2 points there, and I think that he'll definitely take it.
Lutz now with it for the Longhorns on the left wing. Launches one up from NBA distance, and it's no good off the front rim. Weems with that aggressive rebound. Kicks it to Eager. Kicks up an NBA 3 again, and it's airballed again by the Aggies. It's a wide open 3, just not able to knock it down as Uriel gets checked out for Connor Lewis. And Emily Brown gets checked out as well as Jungworth. Eight minutes and 45 seconds left to go in this one. The score 47-19, the Longhorns over the Aggies. Kicks it inside the Rieger. The hook shot is blocked by Weems. Handled by Eager. Slowing things down a little bit with 8 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Harris dribbles to her left. Gets it to Zoiloff for 3, and it's up and no good. Another miss by the Aggies. They're getting a lot of open looks, just not able to knock them down.
Yeah, that was a good look. That was a good look. But they haven't been able to find their rhythm so far. Still time.
Connor Lewis now with it. Launches a 3 as well. And it's off the front rim and rolls out. Eager with the rebound. Seems like both teams are just shooting 3s at this point.
Yeah, I think the teams are settling for 3s.
And Eager with the step-up jumper, and it's good. Lutz now with it for the Longhorns up the left side of the court. Dribbles with his left hand inside, off the back of the board, and in. 2 points for Lutz.
He is filling up the stat sheet this half, Mark.
And Zoiloff now with it on the right side for the Aggies. Looks inside the Crosby. Crosby with the hook shot and is blocked by Rieger. McDaniel looks up for Connor Lewis. He's left open, and he looks like he's trying to get dunked, and it's fouled hard.
Hard foul.
By Weems. Looks like he'll go to the line for 2 free throws.
No intent there. I mean, I think they were just trying to make sure that he doesn't get another and 1. Texas has gotten a couple of and 1s so far. Unfortunately gets him in the face, but no intent there. I think the refs make a good call, just letting that be a normal foul.
Weems looks like he'll be checked out of the game after that one for Alex Pettigrew. Just under 7 minutes left to go in this one. 49-21 is your score. The Longhorns over the Texas A&M Aggies. And Connor Lewis's first free throw is up and no good. Lewis's next free throw is up and good. 50 points now for the Longhorns. Half a century. As Eager brings it up for the Aggies and launches a 3, and this time doesn't make it again. Connor Lewis bringing the ball up the right side for the Longhorns, looking to get to the basket, and it's off the front rim, off the dunk. Nice look there, just unable to finish.
That might have been better than his first one if he's able to finish that. I don't know if it was possible, but wow. I mean, he did a nice job of getting into the lane there, crossing a couple defenders over, just couldn't finish. Sometimes what should be the easiest part turns out to be the hardest.
He definitely wanted that one, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now Luce to take it out on the sideline.
Right now I think Texas is honing in on beating that 57 points that the girls scored the last game. I think that a lot of the same players on this team, on this co-ed team, and they're well on their way to doing that as Lutz hits another 3 right there, Mark. You know, they could shatter those 57 points, honestly.
Well, 5 minutes left. It looks like that's something they'll definitely be doing.
Yes.
Crosby now with it. And it's fouled hard. Oh, no, traveled by Crosby. Saskia Cologne checks in now for the Aggies. For Harris.
Wholesale changes for this lineup. Yeah, we'll see.
See if they can maybe hit that 30-point mark for the Aggies. They've already almost matched their score from the first half. As Lewis now with the Euro step in and makes the shot.
An impressive display of athleticism for Connor Lewis. Something we've seen all game, Mark. You know, he's just keeping things fresh out here. I think that he's trying to work on his demo tape, maybe.
Pettigrew now with it, with the left-handed layup, and one. Able to get the Aggies to 23 points on the board.
You know, Texas A&M saying, hey, we have some good athletes too. Pettigrew making an absolutely stellar play to get in there. Absolutely sterile. You know, Connor Lewis is putting on a show, but Pettigrew doing his best to hold his own right now in terms of an athleticism contest, I guess.
And his free throw is off the mark, and it's handled by Brown. And the jump shot is up and no good. Eager now with the ball. Looks to pass it to Pettigrew. Pettigrew in the open court.
Nice
Kicks
pass.
it to Crosby. It's up and off the rim. Jungwirth now with it for the Longhorns.
Seems like Jungwirth has a little bit of a fan section right there near midcourt.
And she knocks up a three, and it's no good.
They would have loved that.
They definitely would love that. Pettigrew now with it. Looking to pass the ball. He's got wide open for three, and he lets one go, and it's no good.
Didn't even bother jumping.
Didn't even bother jumping. And Lutz will take it out for the Longhorns. Lutz will be checked out for Ariel. It's their last game ever, they're saying. They want to be on the court as much as possible.
Wow.
It's a pretty good last game, 55-23 with 3 minutes left.
Yeah, a nice little end to what I presume is a pretty good career in the intramural basketball realm.
Zoiloff bringing the ball up the court for the Aggies. An open Pettigrew. Pettigrew drives baseline, kicks it out to Crosby. Crosby from the free throw line, up and in. 2 points for Crosby. Ariel now with it at the top of the key, guarded by Eager. Back to the left wing, launches a three up and good.
Dang.
3 points for Ariel.
Texas has been supplying the power from downtown. It looks like we're having onions for dinner today, Mark. A lot of threes from Texas so far in this second half.
And Eager launches up a three, rebounded by Connor Lewis. And he kicks it to Ariel. Looks like he's looking for the alley. And it's alley-oop! Oh my goodness! Connor Lewis, he knocks down our cameraman.
Too much. Too much. Hail down.
Wow, what a dunk by Connor Lewis. The two-handed jam.
Absolutely beautiful. They've been looking to make a highlight reel play this whole game. They've made a couple, but this is the first one that truly takes the cameraman out of the game. Unbelievable.
We want to give a quick shout out to Josh Guerra there. He's our cameraman. Got trampled there by Connor Lewis.
Hanging in. He's trying to get there as close as he can to the action, make sure he gets the best shots for you viewers at home. He's sacrificing his body, as we learn now, exactly just to do that.
And Connor Lewis is a pretty big guy, too. Josh isn't the biggest of guys either. With 1 minute and 30 seconds left, Eager drives to the lane and gets the friendly roll as Lewis looks to throw the ball up to Ariel. But he crossed over the line, and it will be Aggies ball on their own baseline. 1 minute, 18 seconds left to go in this one. 61-27 is your score. Longhorns over the Aggies in the Lonestar Intramural Showdown. As Pettigrew gets it on the left side. The in and out, behind the back.
That is some
Drives
fancy ball
baseline.
handling.
Gets his own rebound,
You know
up
what?
and in.
He deserved that. He earned that one. Some great ball handling to get down there. Creates his own shot, and he's able to get his rebound and get an easy put in.
Jungwirth now with it on the left side. Back to Emily Brown. Back to Jungwirth. Back to Ariel. Drives it to the left. Connor Lewis left wide open for three. Takes his time with it and knocks it. Oh, and it's off the front rim. Rolls in and out. Eager now with it. Pettigrew drives baseline with the easy lay-in. 31 points now for the Aggies. 25 seconds left to go. Emily Brown brings it up for the Longhorns. Jungworth now with it on the right side. Kicks it to McDaniel. Connor Lewis left open again for three, but he wants to get it to Jungworth. Connor Lewis open again. Drives baseline. Back to Jungworth. Jungworth with the shot. Up and good. Nothing but net.
And her fan section loves it.
63-31 is your score. It looks like that will end up being the final as Pettigrew launches one up from long distance. 63-31 is your score. The Longhorns over the Texas A&M Aggies.
An absolutely dominating performance on all fronts by Texas.
So, Pete, now in this game we saw a lot of good things from the Longhorns, good things from the Aggies at the end. But who is your player of the game for the Texas Longhorns?
Well, I got to give it to Connor Lewis. I mean, he was energizing them. It was making unbelievable plays, getting to the basket, a couple of beautiful slams. He was the one who was making things go for the Texas Longhorns, in my opinion.
So now we saw the top of the schools, the top intramural teams for the Longhorns and now for the Aggies. So how do you think the Longhorns did against the Longhorn co-ed team did against their competition in the first half, in the regular season? How do you think the Longhorns did there?
I thought they did pretty well. I mean, obviously, the Longhorns came out and showed out. They showed athleticism. They showed balance. Both the men and the women were extreme contributors. I thought it was a very impressive performance all around, Mark. You know, three-point shooting, getting into the lane, passing, limiting turnovers. Texas dominated in every phase of the game, and that's why they won by, more than double the points that Aggies had. Just all around very, very impressive, balanced performance by Texas.
Well, with the dominant effort against the Aggies, how do you think that the Longhorns did against their own intramural teams, against other Longhorns?
Sure, I'm sure they did very well. I mean, for them to come out and dominate the best of the best at Texas A&M, I mean, they proved they're definitely the best of the best in the state of Texas. I can't imagine it wasn't more the same in the regular season against the same teams that are probably even less caliber than this Texas A&M squad. I mean, this is just an all-star team. Everybody contributed. I think Texas should be very, very pleased, and I think those guys have a lot to be proud of.
Now, it's going to be a long ride home in this cold weather here in Texas for the Aggies as they drive back to College Station after this defeating loss to 63-31 with 23 minutes left to go in this one before the men's basketball game. Thanks for sticking with us tonight. I'm Mark Skoll. He's Peter Splendorio. Have a great night, and we'll see you in a little bit.
I'm here at Gregory Gym alongside key player for the Longhorns, Connor Lewis. So, Connor, how do you assess your dominating offensive play from this game?
I just like to attack and try to get everyone involved, and then if I can finish, I finish.
Absolutely. In the second half specifically, you guys did a great job of controlling the momentum. What clicked for your team?
We just like to get out and run, and we get rebounds, we get steals, and we run, and that's how we get most of our points.
Absolutely. And finally, how satisfying it is to beat the Aggies here in the Lonestar Showdown.
It's always good to get a win against Aggies, no matter what the sport is, no matter how big or small it is. It's always fun.
Thank you so much, Connor. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Back to you guys. All right. And that's the Lonestar Showdown with key player Connor Lewis.